Hi friends, Vinay Kumar here, international NLP and IAS coach. In this video, I'm going to educate to you on why, what, and how of the world history part in the General Studies paper 1 for the civil service exam means. Okay, let us begin with the question of why. Why to study world history? I know what's running in your mind. You're thinking, sir, because it's there in the syllabus, I have to study. If I have to answer the questions on world history. But please don't limit yourself to that, because the answer that you got in mind only partially explains why you have to study world history for civil service exam means. World history is to be studied not only for tackling the questions that comes from world history, but to get to gain an overall perspective of almost everything that you study, because everything that we study today, any subject, has its roots in this world history. World history provides the necessary background, the context from where all the other things that we study today comes from. Correct, my dear friends, especially the modern world history, starting from Renaissance. So because of this, don't confine yourself to thinking that I need to study world history because I can tackle 4 to 5 questions. No. Yes, that is also one of the reasons why you have to study. And do it well, but then you have to study it so that you can do superbly well. I mean, you can trace the roots of most of the things that you study in other subjects, plus you can do extraordinarily well in essay. Trust me on this, friends. If you can master world history, you will automatically get the context of most of the things that happens today or any day for that matter. And that will give you a lot of authoritative, stance in handling an essay topic. Is that okay, my dear friends? So this, I think I've answered the question of why. Now let us go to what. What to study in world history. If you look at the syllabus, there are some topics included, and even outside of those topics you can see questions coming in the mains paper, which means what? Maybe the list that is given there in the syllabus may not be exhaustive. UPSC cannot run its syllabus to pages, right? So just to limit its syllabus, it would have given some topics, but then there are so many related topics to it which are equally important, and that is clearly demonstrated by UPSC when it asks questions even outside of the topics that it has explicitly mentioned in the syllabus. Fine. So I look at world history like this. World history knowledge that you are seeking to gain for your exam, please do make it organic and organized, my dear friends. Organic. You know what is organic? No? I mean, it has a starting point and from there it evolves. The knowledge evolves step by step. So always do start from Renaissance. How the Dark Ages ended, in the medieval Europe and the Renaissance. Start from there. Having started from the Renaissance, slowly progress to Reformation, and from there to Counter-Reformation. And within this, study about the Enlightenment. The Enlightenment and the age of scientific inquiry and the scientific revolution leading to agricultural revolution, leading to industrial revolution, connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, and the romanticizing of nationalism during these times. And once you have studied this part, which is actually not explicitly mentioned. See, in the syllabus you don't see Renaissance, you don't see Reformation and all that. But please do read it, my dear friends. Without the background knowledge of Renaissance, Reformation and all that, it will be very difficult for you to appreciate the things that you are going to study further in form of revolutions or, the unifications and all that, my dear friends. Okay, so first study this: Renaissance, Reformation, Counter-Reformation, Age of Enlightenment, Age of Scientific Inquiry, all these scientific discoveries and all those things, and also that age of voyages where Europeans set sailing to all parts of the world. Okay, do that, my dear friends, and then come to the three major revolutions that you have to gain mastery in, my dear friends. The French Revolution, the American War of Independence, or the American Revolution as it is called, and the Russian Revolution. Okay, all the three, French, American, Russian. Master them, my dear friends. Okay, they belong to different centuries, but then in the sequence of study, make sure you are studying this. Then you study the unification of nation states, like the unification of Italy, Germany, and all that. Then you study the colonialism, imperialism, the nature of colonial rule, the phases of colonial rule, decolonization, all these things, my dear friends. Okay. Also, during that time, study about the scramble of colonies in Africa and all that, my dear friends. Okay. And naturally from here, you will enter into the study of world wars. Always do remember, as much importance you attach to the world wars, you must attach to the interwar period as well, which actually had so many significant events in it, especially the Great Depression. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? All these things happened during the interwar period, right? So, if you have studied so much, I think you have studied more than 80% of what is required to be studied. Here, if you go deeper, probably you will have to know from the Renaissance till the World Wars. If you go into deeper aspects, you may have to probably know what is Lutheranism, Martin Luther, Calvinism, or Glorious Revolution. What the question had come once in the mains. Okay, so things like that, which may come in between. Perfect. So Renaissance, Reformation, Counter-Reformation, Age of Enlightenment, and age of romanticizing of nationalism, and age of scientific inquiry, age of voyages, and then the Industrial Revolution, and then French, American, Russian Revolution, and from there the unification of nation states in Europe, especially Italy and Germany, and from there colonialism, imperialism, and all that, and world wars, interwar period, and Cold War. This is how you study the world history. This is the what of studying in the world history, my dear friends. How to study? My advice to you is, my dear friends, always do start the preparation of your world history by reading India and Contemporary World 1 and India and Contemporary World 2. Always, my dear friends, because that will give you much needed, context to your study of world history. The way NCERT explains, as you know very well, very few can explain, my dear friends, because NCERT is always having scholars of highest, the expertise, the mastery that they have on the subjects, the way they would have articulated it would be so well, my dear friends. So, please do read India and Contemporary World 1. There is an NCERT like that. And India and Contemporary World 2. In this, most of the events that I mentioned now in the world history is covered. First, read from there. Having read from there, then you can consult other textbooks. There are so many standard textbooks. There is a textbook from Rao, which is used by many students. There is a world history textbook from Jain and Mathur. There is a magnum opus from Norman Loewe. So any of these books you may consult, my dear friends. But don't disturb the sequence. The sequence of study should be this: Renaissance to the Cold War. Number one. Number two, always do start with the NCERTs. Okay, without reading NCERTs, don't go to any other. You'll get a lot of institute notes and all that, my dear friends. Please don't do that. First read the NCERTs, get the necessary context, and then go and study anything else. So remember the why of world history that I spoke about. Don't just read it for marks in the world history segment. It is the roots of everything that we study today. So study from there. It's the context for everything that we study today. Which means what? Any other paper, if I have to do well, the roots, I'll get it there. So connect the dots backwards. Is that okay, my dear friends? having explained to you the why, what, and how of world history, in my subsequent videos, I'm going to teach you some of these events in world history in greatest detail, my dear friends. Look forward to it and learn from it, my dear friends. Especially those of you who want to make proper points, like the way you made in, like the way you made from the emotional intelligence video that I made. Those of you who want to make proper notes on these events, I'm going to deal with some of those events in detail in my YouTube channel, my dear friends. Please access and learn from it. Thank you all so much for watching this. See you all in my next video, my dear friends.